One hitter, one pitcher on every team in the NL East that you must draft. I'm Alan Seslowsky. He's Jeff Erickson. Starting with the Atlanta Braves, who's going to be the hitter that we must draft?
Last season, Dansby Swanson hit 27 homers, had nearly 80 runs and 90 RBI, had 9 stolen bases, easily doing what we expected from him, and he's gone up in ADP, not down. That's amazing to me. Go get him. If he's still at 125, go get him. Even if he's like at 100, I'd get him. I'd take him ahead of Carlos Correa. I would take him ahead of Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt Jr., that is. I would take him ahead of a few, I think Jorge Polanco I'd still take ahead of him. But point is, there's a ton of shortstops, and I think Dansby sometimes gets lost. In part because he struggled early on in the season, and in part because he batted lower in the order. This is a great Braves lineup. He does everything we want out of him.
Who's the pitcher on Atlanta that you find yourself drafting the most?
So this is a philosophical point. I want to get a top closer, someone from the second tier. Will Smith is typically the last of the closers in the second tier. I want to go get someone like that. I think his role is pretty secure. He's not the best lockdown closer, but he's a good pitcher on a good team, and he's going to have the job.
Let's stick with the pitching. Who do you like on the Marlins this year for the best value and the one you're drafting the most?
For the value, it's Anthony Bender. He is not the full-time closer yet for the Marlins. He may not close right away. It might be Dylan Floro that gets the job right away. But I think he's a better skilled pitcher. Floro is a candidate to be traded. There might be a lot of moving parts with the Marlins. Seeing Derek Jeter step away from the Marlins might signal that they're not going to be spending a whole lot more, maybe even trading away some veterans still. I think that was one of the things he decided was the direction of the club. If so, Bender is a guy that could profit from that.
I think I know who you're going to say for the hitter, but let everybody know. Who's your favorite hitter right now on the Marlins?
I don't think you know. I don't think you know. Who do you think I'm going to say?
Oh, no, I'm just adding flavor, Jeff. I have no idea.
Oh, God. I thought you actually thought you knew me or something. Like,
see, like if you bought it, the audience is going to buy it, right?
It's like, have I been talking about a Marlins hitter? Jesus Sanchez is the hitter for the Marlins.
I knew it. I was kidding.
Yes. Yes. Great start. All right. Good job. Jesus Sanchez blew up as a prospect last year in AAA. Really had a big season. The one thing I don't like is the spike in the strikeouts, but I think that's kind of the give and take with a guy that's still learning at the big league level, but he has such a high power upside. I'd like to see him run just a little bit more, but that's also built into the cost. I like him for the price for sure.
Who's your favorite hitter right now on the Nationals? Someone that you think is a must draft?
I mean, we all say Juan Soto, but aside from that, Lane Thomas is a guy. If you're looking for a late outfielder, I think it's going to play a lot. He'd be your fifth outfielder, but there's some power speed possibilities, perhaps at the cost of batting average. But that's always what you're going to deal with. There's always at the cost of something. You're not going to find a perfect hitter at pick 250, 270, or whatever, wherever he ends up eventually going. But I liked Lane Thomas for what he did once he joined the Nationals last year. Batted leadoff a lot. I think that could continue. This is a wretched lineup, but he's a little bit of polish there that can make it look a little bit better.
Let's talk about Nationals pitching. Who's the player
that... No, just kidding.
That's right. It's a pass for you, I'm sure. But if you have to pick one, who's a must draft?
Josiah Gray is someone that I'm interested in. I think he could take the next step. I like the strikeout potential. You're always looking to find strikeouts with later pitchers. I think this is a guy that could continue that. He gave up a ton of home runs last year. He has to improve his fastball command. That's his big issue. Year two, though, again, much like we were talking about earlier with Jesus Sanchez, it's often a case there of players in year two improving on the one thing that was slowing them down. I think Gray has that potential.
Last year, the Phillies, 82 wins, looking to get back to maybe take the division this year. Who's going to be the pitcher that helps them do it?
Ranger Suarez. He helped him last year. I think a lot of people are kind of on the fence on him, or maybe even saying it was such a big breakout that he's certain to fall back. Yes, he will fall back, but fall back to what? It's kind of like the Scott Pianowski construction we always talk about. Regress to what? And I think that at the price that Suarez is going at, around 200 or so, maybe 175, I'll take that chance. I like him as my fifth starter.
Is there a bat in the first couple rounds that you're taking with every draft you had?
In the first couple of rounds, I might think about JT Realmuto in the third round. Maybe fourth. I'd prefer to get him in the fourth. but I don't mind getting an earlier catcher. If I don't get the Dodgers, Will Smith, I'll go with Real Muto. If I get shut out on both of them, it's not the end of the world. Later on, I like Gene Segura. I've been waiting on second base a lot. I've been waiting on stolen base guys a lot. He fits both. He checks both of those boxes. He's perfectly usable. No one's ever like, yes, I got Gene Segura. But at the same time, you might be pretty happy to have him.
Who's your must-draft New York Met pitcher?
Tylor Megill. And I got to credit Scott Jenstead for turning me on to this one here. We were talking about guys with deep ADPs with strikeout potential. Tylor Megill's got that strikeout potential. I think he wins the job in that Mets rotation as the fifth starter. And you're getting him dirt cheap, like pick 300.
Who's your favorite bat at value currently in drafts for the New York Mets?
Value. Believe it or not, it's one of the premier bats on the team. I think I'm buying into the bounce back narrative for Francisco Lindor. Year two after signing the big contract after the trade, everything kind of went down, circling down the drain last year. I think it's a new outlook this season on him. I think he's going to do well. Maybe not all the batting average comes back, but still, I think some power does come back, and I think it's a nice speed option there. If you don't get speed in the first two rounds, you need to find someone late third, early fourth. I like that price.
Since you watch this video to the end, we're going to tell you Jeff Erickson's prediction for the NL East. Jeff, who's going to win this division in 2022?
I think it's going to be the Braves again, but I think the Mets get a spirited charge. I think it's a two-team race. Sorry, Phillies fans. I don't think they're going to get there.
To see RotoWire's fantasy baseball draft kit for free right now for 10 days, go to rotowire.com/try.